Hi, I'm Shannon.
I'm Spencer, and we're the cinema couple.
The cinema couple. The cinema couple.
We've been married for a little bit over a year now, and we've been together for 7. And one of the biggest things that we have in common is movies. We love seeing movies. We love seeing all different types of movies. And we're doing this podcast because during every movie we watch, we have a little discussion or an argument or joke around about it. So we figure we record it. We're doing this for fun. We've already had some good moments in our first episode doing this, and we're excited to make some more memories because eventually, when we see kids' movies, we'll have my daughter and Shannon's stepdaughter on the podcast, giving her little reviews of each movie. So, yeah, we're just doing it for fun, and if it catches steam or people like us, like our reviews, and that's great. If not, no big deal.
I think another thing that people might like about this is because so many times we see, those Rotten Tomatoes critic scores or the Oscar winners, and the general public doesn't really agree with those ratings and the awards. So we're here just as normal people to kind of share our opinion, not as professional critics or anything, to share our opinion on the movies too,
Yeah.
which I think people will like.
Yeah, we're just an average couple who love movies, and even later in this episode, we'll give our top 5 movies of all time, and you'll get a little bit more to know about us and our movie taste. And again, we're just maybe a little bit slightly above the average moviegoer and average movie watcher, but we're nothing crazy. Our deep cuts aren't, our favorite movies aren't deep cut French films or anything like that. And when we rate these movies, we're going to be rating them like what they're supposed to be. So we're not going to rate a kid's movie compared to like an Oscar-winning movie. We're just going to rate these movies like, should you go see them? How was the pacing? If it's a kid's movie, did a kid love it? Is it a good family movie? Is it a good date night movie? If it's a horror, is it a good horror? Anything like that. So that's how we plan to do this channel. We'll go over TV shows as well because we love TV also together. We'll even do some trailer reactions for new movies coming out or shows coming out. Everything, everything from movies, trailers, TV, anything kind of in that world we'll go over. And anything else to kind of talk about why we're doing this?
Well, another big thing is that we recently got the Regal Movie Pass. So that allows us to see as many movies as we want a month. There's a Regal like 10-15 minutes down the road from us, so it's pretty convenient. So we've already we saw 3 movies in a row for every Friday night for the past 3 weeks. So it's just that's really helping us get out of the house too. After the pandemic, I've noticed everything is becoming more homebodies as a society, I think. Do you agree?
Yes. Yeah.
And everything now is on streaming. I'll wait for it. It's going to be on streaming. It'll be on Netflix or Apple, whatever. And we just find ourselves just being at home, every weekend doing these things. And I think this pass is going to get us out of the house more. Use it as a date night. We'll go grab a drink or a meal before a movie, and just get out. And honestly, the movie theaters have been pretty packed the past few nights that we've gone to, which is great. So we're definitely big. As much as we love our streaming, we have every streaming service,
Pretty
I
much,
think.
yeah.
But we're big promoters of the movie theater too.
Yes, that's going to be a big theme of this podcast, is trying to get you guys to be more excited about these movies and going out more to the theaters and supporting the theaters and the movies out in the theaters. Just going out more. Just let's start going out more, and that's one of our biggest themes is supporting that. So if we ever get a movie where we're saying you don't need to go to the theater, that's when you're going to know it's really bad, because we're trying to avoid people not going to the theater. So that's a big review situation for us. So. And then just a little background, or not background, I guess, how the show's going to go is, we'll start each show with a little introduction. It might be some news if anything happened in the week, and we'll play like a little game maybe, or a list, or a question of the day or something like that. And we'll do it that way just to get the ball rolling and starting. We'll have those kind of conversations, and then we'll typically end with the review of the movie that we saw that week. So for this week, like, some pretty big stuff happened for our first episode. Some good news for me, and I know many other fans of the Cosmere, is that Brandon Sanderson's work has been picked up by Apple TV. And I'm very excited about that because I love the Stormlight Archive. And that is the second book in that franchise is one of the best books I've ever read. I love it. I'm very excited for multiple reasons. One, because I just want to see it all come to live action. Two, I like Apple TV a lot. I think that they might not have the biggest shows, but they do have what I think is consistently really good shows.
Mhm.
And I don't even know if I don't think this is going to be a hot take, but I think that this is easily going to be the biggest show of Apple TV of all time.
Mhm.
And then, so right now, the Mistborn and the Stormlight, if you've missed it, Mistborn is probably going to be a movie franchise, and the Stormlight is going to be the TV show. And the other really thing that I'm really excited for is that the way that what I've been seeing is that Sanderson has pretty much full control. So for everybody who's a fan of the Cosmere, that should give you some relief that this is hopefully going to be what we've read on the screen with some tweaks with him controlling everything. So I think it'll be very good. And I'm very excited for it to finally come out. I know I've talked to you about those books, so I'm finally excited to be able to share that with you, just like you will eventually be with when A Court of Thorns comes out,
Oh
whoever
yeah.
when that comes
Oh
out.
my gosh. I
So
hope sooner rather than later.
yeah. And then obviously some other sad news that happened this week. We had some good and some bad this week for movies and TV and all that stuff. For our first week is the great Catherine O'Hara
Mhm.
passed away.
Very sad. Very surprised too. I had no idea that she was having any sort of health issues or illness.
Yeah.
I'm literally rewatching Schitt's Creek right now and was watching her on my television the night before and then get all these texts from everyone saying that she had passed away. Um I loved her in Schitt's Creek. I mean, what an iconic role as Moira Rose. Another favorite, and mine and my stepdaughter love this movie. A Nightmare Before Christmas. Her is Sally, which I feel like a lot of people forget that that's her.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice, of course. And then the
Home
comedy
Alones.
too. Home Alone,
Yeah.
of course.
One of our favorite episodes of Curb Your Enthusiasm is the one
Was
that she's
her.
in.
That's probably my all-time
Yeah.
favorite.
The
Curb
scene the
episode.
scene's great.
So
It's hilarious.
funny.
So yeah, it's a big shame that we have lost. I was even just watching
Mhm.
a few weeks ago. I watched finally the John Candy documentary, and she was a big
Mhm.
part of his life. And in that, and yeah, it's just crazy that she's gone. At the
Yeah.
time of the filming, it was all we had so far was just the illness,
Yeah.
a brief illness, but we have no idea what. So
Right.
it is tough.
And right before the Oscars coming up in a month and a half
Yes,
too.
yes. So
I feel
it's-
like big people usually pass away right before the Oscars.
it's been that trend lately.
Yeah.
Last year was the great James Earl Jones and then
Mhm.
Gene Hackman right before the Oscars. So yeah,
Mhm.
it's interesting. Maybe we'll touch on that in the next week's episode or something like that of like
Yeah.
famous people who have been dying before the Oscars. Is that kind of a trend or just been coincidence lately? And that's might be one of our opening subjects and stuff like that. But I think now we'll just kind of wrap up with going with our top 5 movies.
Yeah.
And that way people get to know who we are and our movie taste and really understand that yes, we are the average movie goer. We don't have anything crazy in our top 5 lists. We're just we love movies and we're excited to share that with you, share our opinions with you, and also using the Regal thing or just kind of doing this podcast now, maybe seeing more movies that we typically wouldn't have seen
Mhm.
prior, or if
Right.
anyone has requests or anything like that that are deep cuts, we would love to hear them and you go from there. So I'll let you start with your. So we're going to work our way up, right?
Yeah,
From
let's
5
do
to 1.
5.
All right, 5 to
Yeah.
1, which I really don't know what my order is, but I'll figure it out and we'll go back and forth. So you can start.
So starting at my 5, I'm a huge M. Night Shyamalan fan. My whole family is, and I've been watching his movies since I was young. So for 5, I'm gonna have to say it's Signs. I love that movie. I'm sure it has very mixed reviews, but I love it. So yeah, I'm familiar
Swing away,
with
Meryl.
Yeah, Swing Away, Meryl. What's yours?
I guess my number 5 would be Lion King. That's my favorite animated movie of all time. It's a classic. I can watch it anytime. Really, my list, I was having some struggling with what I wanted to pick, but ultimately I did come down to it. But it's movies that I can watch at any time. So right now I'll put Lion King at 5. If it's on, I'll throw it on. I don't mind watching it if it's on. I love it. It's a great soundtrack, everything about it. So I mean, it's The Lion King. What else can you say about it?
And might I add, these movies they're not the top 5 movies that I think are the best in the
Oh yeah,
world, you
no,
know?
no, no, yeah.
These are just
Hour
what
5.
I rate them by how many times I can just keep watching these movies and not get tired of them.
Right.
So I want to say that. Um, so for my number 4, big Chris Nolan fan. I would definitely put him as my favorite director. So I'm gonna say Interstellar for that one.
That's the best one.
I
Yes.
mean, there's just it was just a cinematic experience when I saw it. It was very emotional at the end of it. Um, the music, with Hans Zimmer, it doesn't get much better than that. Um, a few of my other favorite actors are in it. Shout out Matthew McConaughey, Timothy Chalamet, Michael Caine. I just love it.
Yeah. I think Christopher Nolan is my favorite director, and I did really want to include a movie, but there's none of his movies that I think I love more than my rest of my top 5, so it's fine.
Okay.
At number 4, I really don't have an order, so I'm just kind of going off
Okay.
the rip here.
Yeah.
I could probably put this higher some days, but I would be 12 Angry Men. I really can't even tell you.
Which I still have never even
Yes,
seen.
you need to watch that.
I
But
know.
I really can't tell you why it's my favorite movie because it's just it takes place in I guess you would a conference room,
Mhm.
and it's 12 jurors trying to decide the fate of a kid who was murdered, and it starts off with an 11-1 kill him, or he's guilty rather, and it flipped. Spoiler alert: it's 50 years old, so 60, probably 70.
I haven't seen it.
Well, whatever. Yeah, sorry. But it flips to not being guilty, and it's black and white. It's at a conference table. It's just in one room. There's nothing that you would think that would make this be such a great movie, but it is, and really what it is the acting that makes it so great, and just the power of everyone's argument to eventually switch. It's an outstanding movie, and I could really watch it anytime. So that's my number 4.
Okay. My number 3. This has been one of my favorites since I was very little, probably too young for this to be one of my favorite movies at 4. Jurassic Park. I mean, Steven Spielberg movie. I find it entertaining. I find it timeless. It brings me the same joy every time I watch it since I was 4.
Yeah, I mean, it's an outstanding movie.
Yeah, sure, we've all seen it.
Yeah, you can't not love that movie.
Yeah.
What was that? Your 3? So my 3. Jeez, I guess my 3 will be The Fellowship of the Ring. It just starts the entire trilogy, their journey, their story. It's the only movie that the 9 are together. It's an outstanding movie. I was going back between that and Return of the King, but I just think The Fellowship of the Ring starts it off so well, and it's done so well. The score, the acting, the writing, obviously, just the cinematography, the landscapes, everything, just everything about it. Even the orcs, they all look amazing. And you'll see the next 2 movies on my list as well. I have definitely a specific taste, more in TV shows, but definitely movies. Is I don't like realistic things. I like my fantasy, my sci-fi,
yeah.
or even when it is realistic, I like the historical pieces more and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
I tend to not like something that's taking place now, but I don't. I'd rather have it be either fantasy or even futuristic, or
Like
mainly
fictional
the past.
element.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my 3 is The Fellowship of the Ring, Lord of the Rings, obviously.
Good one. My number 2, I'm gonna have to go with an animated. Another childhood favorite that I still just will watch any time. Is Toy Story, the first one. Even I love when our stepdaughter wants to watch it, and sometimes I'll just throw it on myself. I think it's funny, and it was one of those movies where then when I watched when I was older, I then got all the jokes
Yeah.
that only adults would get.
Buzz
So
Lightyear.
I feel like, yeah. Light beer.
Oh, that's right. It's like beer, not
It's
Bud
light
Light.
beer.
Yeah, light beer.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, it's funny, it's great, it's
The
yeah.
best part of the movie is when he goes, "You are a toy."
You're a child's
Yeah,
plaything.
yeah. No, that's why we love kids movies now too, and
Yeah.
like I'm glad we get to share them with Nora, because as many of you know, watching kids movies, there's so much adult humor in
Yeah.
these movies that it makes them even funnier, because we like this, the stupid kid stuff too,
Oh, sure.
and the
Yeah.
silly jokes there, but then getting the adult humor, it just makes these movies like just funnier to watch again.
And it's funny when we're sitting here watching it with her and just us laugh at something, and then she's like, "What?
Yeah,
What?" And
yeah.
we're like, "Oh,
We'll tell you when you're older.
nothing." Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's Toy Story is a classic.
Yeah.
So my number 2 is Star Wars: Empire Strikes Back.
Mm.
By far the best one out of that trilogy, out of the whole entire franchise. I think it just, again, they're not the same, but they're kind of all the same. I don't really have an explanation as to why that one is my favorite, but I could watch it anytime I wanted.
Mhm.
If it's on YouTube TV, or if it's on Disney Plus, like I'll put it on. If I see it on
Yeah.
YouTube, I'll throw it on. I don't know. I just really love that one. I like Hoth, the opening scene, and it's just the best one. It just really is. So
Okay.
yeah.
So my number one that takes the cake here is going to be another Chris Nolan, The Dark Knight. It is just the acting. I mean, Heath Ledger as the Joker. Yeah. No one will beat him. Whoever plays the Jokers in the future, like no one will ever compare to him.
Joaquin came close, but he was the GOAT.
He did, but
Joker.
he's definitely the GOAT.
Yeah.
Love Christian Bale, Michael Caine. It's just a great, the music. It is just great cinema.
Yeah.
That movie.
Yes.
It's excellent.
Yes, that is also outstanding. I mean, our lists are pretty much not the same, but we like both these movies on the list. I mean, the only movie out of these 10 that both of us haven't seen is 12 Angry Men. We love all of these movies, so again, we have a very similar taste. We kind of definitely differ more on TV shows.
Yeah.
But we do have the same
a little bit.
We do have the same taste for the most part in movies, which is another great thing that, like, again, why we're doing this, because we shared so many interests when it comes to that. And I think this is another cool way to open the door for us, like going into new genres that maybe you particularly like, or I particularly like, that you'll start.
And we love suggestions from other people as well.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we'll get into
open.
We'll get into like the most popular movie we've never seen or stuff like that. We'll go through all that and talk to everyone about that.
Yeah.
And so to wrap up these lists, my number one overall is Braveheart. I love Braveheart. This goes to the historical element thing that I love watching so much. Like, I'm a little bit of a history buff, so I really enjoy watching that stuff. I know it's not the most accurate story, but it is relatively on the same story about William Wallace. But again, the score, just the acting, just the movie itself, just the writing, the story, everything about it. I could watch that whenever. It is long, so it's hard to watch the whole thing when I do watch it, but I could watch it piece by pieces and know what's going on. And obviously the famous scene with his blue face paint giving his speech, it's just, I don't know, it's just a thrilling movie for me to watch, and I can watch it whenever. And that's my top 5 list.
Great.
Yeah.
I think this is a pretty good list.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So as you can see, like on those top 10 lists, there's nothing crazy on there. Kind of just showing you guys again our movie taste, and
definitely have a little variety too.
A little bit of variety. Yeah. I just think
some old, some newer.
Right. There's no like super old movies or like super like underrated or deep cut movies or anything like that. Like, we're not, I don't want to say movie snobs, but like, we're not into that stuff. Now, I'm not saying there's like anything wrong with that. We might start watching more foreign films or something like that, like just trying new movies. But again, we're just showing you guys that we're just the average movie person, and you'll be able to trust our opinions. Like, if you kind of like when we look at a movie on Rotten Tomatoes, if we see that the Rotten Tomatoes score is super low and the critic score is high, we know we're going to like that movie. That's kind of how we operate. It's very rare where it's low tomato.
You mean the audience score?
Oh yeah, sorry.
You just said critics.
Yeah, when the critic score is low and the audience score is high, we know we're going to love that movie.
Yeah.
Just showing again that's who we are. We're the audience. We're not
Yeah.
critics. We're the audience. But we're going to give you guys honest reviews and
Which I do love. I wanted to say this. At the Golden Globes now, I don't think it's at the Oscars yet, but they added in the um, movie,
box office
the
achievement.
box
Yeah.
office achievement,
Which was Sinners, yeah.
which I think is another great. What won last year? Wicked, I think.
I'm not positive.
I would have to fact check that. But I feel like that is a nice category they're throwing in that, it generally represents us now because we're the ones that got that movie to achieve this award.
Yeah, and I had that same, like, I had the question of like how they become Oscar movies. Like when Endgame came out, like, yeah, it's a superhero movie, but that was the biggest movie of the year. So I like that's why like we love the Oscars. I mean, Shannon's family has an Oscar party every year. I'm sure you guys will see that. So we love the Oscars. We love the movies that are a part of the Oscars. But to me specifically, and I know you kind of agree with me too, is like Endgame was the biggest movie of that year. How can you not have that considered for Best Picture? I know it
how
wasn't,
can you not recognize that?
Right. I know it wasn't anything crazy or anything like that, but that movie made the most money that year. It was the biggest movie on the planet. So when you have an award show for the best movies of the year, how it's not mentioned is bizarre to me. Yeah. So yeah, I love the box office thing. Like if they're not, and I'm fine with saying that Endgame wasn't the best movie of that year.
But it was huge.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like I want it to be at least acknowledged. So hopefully they do add at least the box office thing to the Oscars as well to recognize the bigger movies that may not be Oscar quality. So
definitely.
That's where we are. That's the type of people we are. We want those to see those awards. We're a little bit average moviegoers, but our tastes are, very similar and to you guys and everything like that. So we hope you follow along, enjoy our reviews when we finally start doing them. We'll have one for you next week. And that's the podcast and the YouTube channel. It's just talking movies and TV shows and just having fun.
Feel free to leave us comments too with questions or
don't forget to subscribe, comment below, everything like that. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Thanks.